Do you ever get aggravated when you find that there are hidden costs to something you purchase? You think you know all the costs in the car you are purchasing when you hear, "Oh, did you want air in those tires? That will be extra," and on it goes. My brothers and sisters, there is a cost to following Jesus. But he doesn't want those costs to be hidden. In today's gospel, he makes it clear up front. You want to be my follower, it will cost you. And if you are already one who names yourself as my follower and it is not costing you, then you are not truly my follower. Today, we focus on one of the costs of following Jesus, and it is service. That if we are to be followers of Jesus, it will cost us in how we spend our lives, use our gifts, offer our time, ourselves for others. The Archdiocese is celebrating stewardship this year with this wonderful theme. Everything I have is yours. My brothers and sisters, that's how we are loved by God. We have a God who says, everything I have is yours. Everything. And that is how we are to love one another. Next weekend, Deacon Vernon and I will talk at all the masses about the financial ramifications of following Jesus. But today we focus on the demand that following Jesus makes on how we share our time, our talent, our lives. And the first thing that I have to say about that is this. Thank you. Thank you for all the ways that you offer your lives for the good of all. I don't know if you realize how much I love it here. And I love being a part of this parish with you. My family and friends know that because they hear me say it all the time, but maybe I don't tell it to you enough. I love it. And in particular, I do so because of the goodness I see as I watch you love one another and pray and do the work of Jesus. There are some evenings when I cross the parking lot between things and I notice that every single room and every single facility is filled with people doing the work of God in one way or another. Now, many people don't have the perspective I have. The people who are in this hall working on the Marriage Builders program might not know that in this room is a group of people working to raise money for the poor and the hungry and the Growing Project. And they might not realize the people in the chapel who are praying the rosary. And they might not be aware of the PSR teacher in first grade pouring her heart out for those kids. And they might not be aware of the teenagers in this room, and on it goes. And I'm even aware that at the same time as that is happening, there are people in homes hosting a baptism class, and families gathered around their meal table in prayer, or reaching out to bring a casserole to a neighbor in need. And there have been times when I have just stopped and found tears in my eyes at how beautiful it is. Because I suddenly become aware that it is Jesus alive here. We are doing the very work of Jesus. As those early disciples, we are a part of that. And I love it. And I love it. Every year, of course this is not the only time, but every year we invite people to choose again how they will serve in many of our various ministries or outreaches. If you did not pick up one of our blue membership and ministry directories a couple of weeks ago, take one after this Mass. Read through some of the ways that we do the work of Jesus here. Each of those ministries will describe the time it would take, the skills we look for, whether it's a day thing, a night thing, etc. And see where God might be calling you to serve. How do you know where to offer your gifts? The way I see it is where you get some passion and energy, where that meets the needs of the church and world. That's usually where God is nudging you to serve. Where your gifts, your energy, your passion meets the needs of the world, that's usually where you get the elbow in the ribs from God, saying, then we're calling you. There are forms and there are extra forms at the door that we ask everyone to check those areas where you want to offer yourself. Even if it's a ministry you've been doing before and you want to continue it, please check that. And then in 2 weeks, we will collect those forms in the basket that we pass for our offering. Because, of course, as part of our offering here at Mass, we offer our stewardship of time and talent as well. I heard someone say once, well, where could you need me? And my answer is, where do we not need you? And I know some people say, well, I'm not sure I fit in all the way. But others tell me, once they get involved and jump in, on some level they begin to see how much they were needed and belonged all along. And I know it would be nice if I could personally invite each of you to a ministry. And I know I won't be able to do that. So consider this as a personal invitation. You matter. We need you. And it is part of the cost of following Jesus that you would lay down your life in service to others. And if there was ever anyone here who was made to feel that your gifts weren't needed, I am so sorry. If here or in any parish or in any organization in the church anywhere, you were made to feel like you didn't matter, that you didn't belong, that you didn't fit in, I am so sorry, because that is the exact opposite of what we stand for here. And the exact opposite of what Jesus died for. You matter. And Jesus says, follow me. Serve. I'll end this time with a story for our children. And actually, I think it's a story for children of every age. And it begins like this. The Wemmicks were small wooden people. All of the wooden people were carved by a woodworker named Eli. Each Wemmick was different. Some had big noses, others had large eyes, some were tall and others short. But all were made by the same carver, Eli. And all day, every day, the Wemmicks did the same thing. They gave each other stickers. Each Wemmick had a box of star stickers and a box of gray dot stickers. All day, up and down the streets, they spent their time sticking stars or dots on one another. The pretty Wemmicks, those with smooth wood and fine paint, always got stars. But if the wood was rough or the paint chipped, the Wemmicks gave dots. The talented ones got stars too. Some could lift big sticks high above their heads or jump over tall boxes. Still others knew big words or could sing pretty songs. Everyone gave them stars. Some Wemmicks had stars all over them. And every time they got a star, it made them feel so good that they wanted to do something else and get another star. Others, though, could do little. They got dots. Punchinello was one of these. He tried to jump high like the others, but he always fell. And when he fell, the others would gather around him and give him dots. And sometimes when he fell, his wood got scratched, so the people would give him more dots. And then he would try to explain why he fell, but he would say something silly, and the Wemmicks would give him more dots. And some people saw how many dots he had, and for that gave him more dots. One day, he met a Wemmick with no dots or stars. It wasn't that people didn't try to give her stickers, it's just that the stickers didn't think. He said, "How could that be?" And she said, "You must go meet Eli to find the answer to your question." And so Punchinello made his way to Eli. And we got into Eli's shop. He was frightened because everything was so big. And he turned to start to leave when he heard his name. "Punchinello?" The voice was deep and strong. He stopped. "Punchinello, how good to see you. Come and let me have a look at you." Punchinello turned and said, "You know my name?" "Of course I do. I made you." And as he looked at the gray dots all over Punchinello, he said, "Looks like you've been given some bad marks." "I didn't mean to, Eli. I tried really hard." "Oh, you don't have to defend yourself to me, child. I don't care what the other Wemmicks think." "You don't?" "What they think doesn't matter, Punchinello. All that matters is what I think. And I think you are pretty special." He laughed. "Me special? Why? I can't walk fast. I can't jump. My paint is peeling. Why do I matter to you?" Eli looked at Punchinello, put his hands on those small wooden shoulders, and spoke very slowly. "Because you're mine. That's why you matter to me." Punchinello had never had anyone look at him like this, much less his maker. He didn't know what to say. "Every day I'd been hoping you would come," Eli explained. "I came because I met someone who had no marks," said Punchinello. "And I don't know, why don't the stickers stick on her?" The maker said, "Because she has decided that what I think is more important than what they think. The stickers only stick if you let them." "What?" "The stickers only stick if they matter to you. And the more you trust my love, the less you care about their stickers." "I'm not sure I understand." Eli smiled. "Oh, you will. But it will take some time. You've got a lot of marks. For now, just come to see me every day and let me remind you how much I care." "And remember," Eli said as the Wemmick walked out the door, "you are special because I made you, and you are mine." Punchinello didn't stop, but in his heart he thought, "I think he really means it." And when he did, a dot fell to the ground. I think many of us go through life feeling like all our life we've been covered with dots this big. That others give them to us, and sometimes we even give them to ourselves. And if that's you, today Jesus says to you, "You are mine. You matter. And we need the gifts you have." I'll bet there are others here who have gone through life often receiving these. And if that's you, the message to you today is as well. You matter. You are mine. I need you. You see, in the end, my brothers and sisters, neither the dots nor the stars matter very much. They are meant to fall away in the presence of the one who is all love, that we can remember that we belong to him and that our lives were made for service.
Hello, well, hello, buddy. How are you? Great, glad to hear it. Well, Big Al, you heard the story today, huh? Loved it. You loved it? Oh, I'm glad. Good. Well, Big Al, I want you to close your eyes now because I've got something I want to give you. No cheating. Keep them closed. All right. See what he thinks of this. Okay, Big Al, open your eyes and look to your left. Well, boys and girls, he didn't let me finish. You know, I bet Big Al, like many of us, has sometimes been given dots, you know, made fun of or left out or told that he didn't matter. I think we need to learn to let them go, to remember that we are God's children. And you know what? Big Al's also a few times been told he was a star. But that doesn't really matter that much either. We have to let go of that. What matters is that we understand that our lives are for others and that we give our lives away. Oh, he's coming too. A dot. Darn. You got a dot, yeah? Well, Big Al, you didn't let me finish. What? I also had this for you. A star. Yay. But Big Al, I don't think you get the point. What? Neither the dots nor the stars matter that much. We've got to let them go so that we can keep the main thing, the main thing. Do you know what that is? That's it. Love. Yep. That we love. Bye.
Boys and girls, you'll receive some dots, some stars. And in the end, they don't really matter. What matters is love.